How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to some more Danganronpa, another Despair Academy! The second recording of the day. Let's fucking go. Earlier this morning I did... Hold up. Earlier this morning I did the investigation of Chapter 5, and this chapter just fucking stinks! I'm not saying that because it sucks. It stinks. Something here just doesn't feel right. I am super aware that this is probably a setup to have Mikako removed. She knows something, and Monokuma doesn't want her spilling the beans. Something about this really is not fun. Basically what I'm saying is, this is giving me Danganronpa 1's Chapter 5 vibes all over the place. I have been informed that this class trial is the shortest of the game, which also ties in with that Chapter 5 vibe. I don't like this. I don't like this because I feel like I'm gonna see a death at the end of this, as like the real ending of Danganronpa 1 doesn't have Makoto dying, so this is actually kind of scary. Here we are. I'm not looking forward to this. I mean, I am obviously, but like, whatever. Anyways, before I start, I have to announce something very interesting / important. I did mention this at the end of last episode, but I know a lot of you don't listen to the outro, which, honestly, fair play. I rarely listen to outros as well when I watch videos on YouTube, unless the YouTuber asks me to listen until the end of the video. Basically, what I'm gonna say here is I am trying to reach 1,000 subscribers at this point in time. We are 109 subs away exactly. And I would love to hit it before the end of the year. Although, the current goal is actually 950 subs. I have a project I am working on for the 1,000 subscribers. It's big. It's bigger than anything I've ever done. It's not going to involve just me, and it's going to involve a lot of you guys, maybe. It depends on how things go. And it's going to take a good while to be made. A fraction of it is going to take... It's gonna take a good while. I'm just saying, it's gonna take a while, but it's gonna happen, promise. I'm gonna devote my time to this shit, alright? I can't say what it is. I will reveal it at 950, so I'd appreciate if you guys subscribe. You know I rarely ask in mid or at the beginning of the video for you guys to subscribe, but I'm really excited for this. This is a project I have thought about before, but I didn't think I would be able to do it until recently. But like, I was struck by inspiration, basically. So yeah, please help me reach that goal. Help us reach that goal. That's more important. You guys are part of this. And yeah, I hope to be able to reveal to you guys what I have in store very, very soon. In the meantime, though, let's get this game underway and let's finish off Chapter 5. My controller is off. Guys, don't worry, I'm just a dummy. If you guys heard like a small plop, it was the controller loading in. Alright, let's just go for it. Alright, let's check our truth bullets really quickly. So the victim is Yamato Kisaragi. There's only the chest wound, right? The laceration in the groove. Yeah, the chest hole. The clean kitchen knife. The bloody card that came from the lab. The password, the possible password to the record room. Everyone's alibi. The only one is Mikako that doesn't have one. Entrance of the records. Oh, I forgot to check if everything seems to be fine. We love to see it. Entrance of the records. Only one person can enter. When there's already someone inside, the door won't open. If two people go at the same time, a bulkhead door closes the room. Fair. The ballroom white cloth, which we assume is Mikako's bed sheets. The laboratory meat. Ew. The anesthetic gas. The dying message that says Mikako. Kurokawa's room. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get moving! Trial in session. I love this. Let's see what we got. Now then, let's start with a brief explanation of the class trial. You already know how this works. Yeah, shut the fuck up. This is also new, like the yellow text. I like it. Now, you may start with... The culprit is Kurokawa. Nothing more to see here. Yep, knew it would start like this. Alright. Teruya seems really adamant in this. And I mean, I can't even blame him. It's a really good setup.
Oh, you started already. Well, it doesn't matter. Please discuss things carefully.
Wait a minute, Terry. We've only just started.
It's just the beginning and nothing more, right? Before, Mikharu was the first to investigate, but now how can you prove it? It's a class trial. The culprit is still Kurokawa. You all know that, don't you? At the time Yuki and Mikharu found the body, Kurokawa was bloody at the scene. Besides, everyone except Kurokawa were together.
Oh, Tori-kun, calm down a little. As Maeda-kun said, we are just starting. Wouldn't it be better to sort things out?
No, I'm perfectly calm right now. This is different from before. I mean, it's a conclusion through a thorough analysis, not a call out of a desire to escape from reality.
Of course, I also think Mikako-chan is the most suspicious, but...
Calm your bullshit. Dude, Mikharu has been so fucking unhinged in this chapter. I love it.
Calm your bullshit. It looks exactly the same as before, so let's stop and begin the discussion.
What do you mean? Isn't Kurokawa the culprit?
Of course, I also see Kurokawa as the main suspect, but currently Teruya is being too forward. It's a requirement to have at least a discussion. For now, it will be better to convince Teruya. Let's just convince. I still know how to do this, I think. Right? I can make this work. Oh, it's 4 immediately? Yikes, that's gonna be good. Okay. Guessing it's the alibis, right? Alright, calm down.
I'm not done talking.
Yeah, I knew Teruya was gonna be like super. She was bloodied at the scene. Yeah, that's true. There's not even more evidence than this. I think it's the clean knife. Can't you take responsibility for it? Okay.
Because you don't need to see it.
Okay. There's more evidence that you can't dismiss. Have you forgotten? I mean, yeah, there is a lot, actually. It was clean. It's not that, really? I feel like something is wrong. Wait. Why do I only have 3 hearts? What the shit is happening? Okay. The knife was clean, dude. It's Kurokawa. Alright, no, she was holding a kitchen knife. Maybe I should have let this all I lost a fucking heart. Okay, cool. If I get a game over here, don't cook me alive, please. Not the holder. Why are you holding a knife? Okay. Okay. See, I knew it was the right truth bullet. I just shot the wrong statement. Guys, I promise my brain is massive. Teruya, just because she was holding a kitchen knife doesn't mean they're the culprit.
What are you talking about? No matter how you look at it, she's carrying a weapon. I'm not sure you can even cook in there.
No, you can tell by looking at the body of Kisaragi, the victim of this case. Kisaragi wasn't stabbed to death by this knife.
It is also specified in the Monokuma file. There were no special wounds other than a hole in his chest.
Right, and crucially, there was not a single drop of blood on the knife. No sign of stabbing anyone.
That's true.
Sorry for forcing this.
But then, what was the kitchen knife for? Unless she was set up in a murder.
I won't deny that issue with you. I admit that Kurokawa is suspicious to the end, but that doesn't mean that you can just blindly conclude that she's the culprit.
I know.
Dumbass. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Without knowing, I let my habit run wild again.
I didn't grow at all. I don't think I did.
No, it's because we all understand it. Are you done now? Then let's start with the case.
Wait! Are you okay for 1 minute before that?
What else?
Well, that thing. The one next to Monokuma. Yep. Oh, his X is the mark of the Kisaragi Foundation, huh?
What is that?
Why is Kisaragi's portrait over there?
Oh, this? Well, don't mind it. I couldn't help it because there wasn't a seat space for him. Seat? Kisaragi-kun was originally a person who never entered the class trial room, so he had a reserved seat.
Hey, don't talk about anything that has nothing to do with the trial. Come on, start the discussion right now. I mean, we started talking about them again and again.
We can't help it. I'm not saying that class trials are top priority right now. Since the case hasn't been sorted out, right? Let's get started.
That's okay.
First, the victim in this case, Kisaragi. The incident happened this morning.
Everyone was there except Mikako-chan.
Yeah, at that moment, Kisaragi's behavior suddenly became a little strange, and he ran to the 5th floor looking for Kurokawa. Yep. The burps. Having lunch. It was as if he had become a different person. What was Kisaragi's true identity?
That's fine and all. It doesn't have anything to do with this case. I would like to know, but we can't because he's dead. So let's just forget about it.
In any case, we sensed something strange was happening and hurried to the 5th floor to chase after Kisaragi. Only then...
The 5th floor was already bloody. Something already happened.
At that time, Mikaru gave instructions to me and Akane, didn't she? I was to go check Kinjo and Akane to check out the bloodstains in the lab.
Yeah, and besides Kinjo, we were able to get some crucial clues from the lab, including that there was nothing wrong with him.
Crucial clues? What was in the lab?
That's for later. Let's organize the case first. First, Maeda and I tried to enter the bloodstained record room, but we could not open the door. Sure enough, a password was required to enter the records. That's right, you told me when we were investigating the 5th floor.
However, it seemed certain that something had happened in the records, and while we were thinking about what to do, so Mikaru took me to the ballroom. Yeah. And then we found the fucking... Surprisingly, the white cloth in the ballroom was connected to the 2nd floor, and the door you see when you hold the cloth and go up was directly connected to the back door of the record room.
When Tyre and I were about to enter the records, we were told to go to the ballroom. I wonder if the ballroom and records are connected somehow.
So in the end, the cloth was tied up by the culprit, right?
That's right. This means that the culprit had to do the same to get into the records. It all just falls so neatly in place, dude. No. There's not a single part of me for a second that believes in this bullshit. The culprit mustn't have known the password either.
It's only natural, isn't it? It's a facility that was originally in this building, and we don't know anything about the facility.
Guys, I'm gonna confess something. I miss doing Kinjo's voice in these. Ever since he collapsed in the middle of the 4th class trial, I haven't done Kinjo's voice a whole lot. The only time I did, he shot himself in the fucking forehead. I miss his low-pitched voice. I like doing a voice like this, like Nagito or So or well, Kinjo. I don't know why, because my voice is like normally higher pitched, but I don't know. I just like doing lower pitched characters. All right, let's keep going.
Including the killer.
I thought so too, but Mikaru said that the culprit might know the password.
Let's talk about it later because it's important, but not now.
She just really wants like a neat timeline of events.
Anyway, when we entered the room through the ballroom, Yamato Kisaragi was dead. And in front of the dead Yamato Kisaragi, that woman, Mikako Kurokawa, was standing there, covered in blood.
Mikako, you better fucking speak. Your head is on the line right now.
For now, this is the overview of the case. Yeah, everyone except for Mikako-chan.
That's right. I'm sorry I didn't even want to discuss it earlier. I'm sorry, but no matter how I look at it, no one can commit the crime other than Kurokawa.
However, if the criminal fails to deceive us in the class trial in their own way, they'll be put to death. Is it really that easy to commit a crime?
Is there some kind of trick we don't know about?
Probably, yeah.
Come to think of it, didn't you mention that Mikaru found a crucial clue a while ago? What's wrong with the laboratory?
It's an important clue, but it's hard to figure out the whole case with that alone.
What I found in the lab, yeah, that's what we're discussing now. When I went to check it out after hearing it from Akane. And the lab was... It's the meat, right?
Yeah, I got it right.
Mikaru, you're talking about the piece of bloody flesh that was in the lab.
Flesh? Human flesh?
Yeah, I heard from Akane. I went to check it out myself. That flesh was probably from Kisaragi's chest. Moreover, Teruya, you should have entered the laboratory before the announcement went off.
No, that's... I didn't see it. I was in a hurry.
Is that so? I was also surprised when I first found it. The fact that Kisaragi-kun's flesh was in there means that Kisaragi-kun was killed in the laboratory, right?
That's it?
I mean, he wasn't murdered in the records, but even if that's the case, isn't it impossible for anyone other than Kurokawa to commit the crime?
Well, that's not the case. But the place where he was killed can be a very important clue.
If you don't know who the culprit is, it's silly.
Hey, Teruya, you seem a bit dissatisfied. You're so full of yourself just because I decided to cooperate with you, aren't you?
No, it's not really like that. I'm sorry, I'll stay quiet.
In the end, no matter what I say, it comes with the conclusion that it is impossible to commit the crime except for Kurokawa. But I can't conclude without knowing anything at all like this. The most biggest. Dude, I know this translation isn't perfect. It's really good, but it isn't perfect. But typos like that just make me smile, honestly. The biggest obstacle in this case is... Let's talk about that with everyone.
Non-stop debate moment!
Dude, I hope I don't get a freaking game over in this. Oh, that's 5 bullets. Okay, cool. Okay. Right, everyone's alibis, the rec room door. No, okay.
Even a kiss alert.
Okay. I think it's the cart, right?
Only Kurokawa can commit the crime.
I mean, yeah, fair. Kurokawa's just terrified. After Kisaragi left the dining hall until his body was found. We were always together. Yeah, that is true. Something had already happened, right? Okay. Oh, this one is tough, actually. This one's pretty tough. The biggest obstacle is Kurokawa's theory. Said can it be decided that Kurokawa is the culprit? We'll have to do everything he can. Let's think of what each of us was doing when the incident occurred. See, here's the thing. This class trial might be the shortest in terms of content, but I'm still gonna find a way to fuck it up. Don't worry. So the bullets are, even if he was killed in the lab, we were always together as a consent bullet, which I think so. I mean, we were always together, yeah. Something already happened when they arrived at the 5th floor. This one is tough. I actually don't know where this leads. Alright, let me read it again. If I need some time to think, I'll just cut the video. Okay. Even if Kisaragi was killed in the lab. I actually don't know this. Until his body was found, we weren't always together. If that was a contradiction spot, I would shoot it. Oh, we came back in a hurry, okay. Yeah, something already happened. I think that's it. I'll try it, and if it isn't, I'll just try again. This trial is gonna be fucking tough, isn't it? This trial's gonna make my brain work. Alright, let's just think about this carefully. Something already happened. The bloody cart. But that's a contradiction. That's a weak spot in the statement, not a consent. Alright, guys, let me think. I'll be right back. I just don't want this episode to be incredibly long. Because if it is a short class trial, I want it to be one part. Alright, I was thinking for a bit. I also had to go to the bathroom for a bit, so I took the opportunity to head to the bathroom while I was thinking. And while I was in the bathroom, I thought, well, just go for the obvious one then. The obvious one being everyone's alibis, honestly. Because yeah, they were all together until the body was found. Well, not for the entirety of the time, but like most of it, so I just used everyone's alibis in the consent statement from Akane. I think that's it. I'm not sure though. I could be deadly wrong here. No, I was right. Okay. See, that's the only one that made sense for me, even with the others, because the others didn't like amount to anything within the conversation itself, and Well, I thought the card could go because they were talking about the lab and shit, but that didn't go anywhere, so that's literally the only one that makes sense. Sometimes my brain does work. Sometimes, just sometimes, you know? As Akane said, no matter what the clues are, it cannot be denied that we were together at the time of the incident.
We'll have to work this out in order to see the truth.
Wait a minute, why is the story suddenly going towards the direction of except for Kurokawa, there's a culprit among us? If the alibis are perfect, doesn't common sense say that Kurokawa is the culprit? Why is the guilt gradually moving away from the no? Why is the culprit Kurokawa gradually moving away from the suspect list?
Why? Because frankly, it's too easy if Mikako Kurokawa wins. It's almost like someone is trying to blame Mikako Kurokawa for the charges instead.
I'm also in agreement. Something is fishy. It's a class trial where your life is lost if you make one single mistake. I can't read today. Sorry. You need to think more if you're not 100% sure.
We're being too blunt. Aren't you just scared? Maeda, Mikaru. Normally you trusted me with clues pointing to the culprit and gave me the answer. What are you afraid of to be so careful this time? It's the alibis and the blood. Besides, there's even evidence about the bed sheet, so anyone can tell what the culprit is.
Don't be such a stick in the mud. It's full of complications. You want to annoy me right now? Or what? Are you the killer?
You can't do that. Don't joke like that.
Hey, Otori-kun, just the bed sheet. What do you mean by that?
Oh, right. You don't know about this. The bed sheets, of course. That was the clue Teruya gave us at the end of the investigation. The place where Teruya took us was Mikako's room. Or Kurokawa's room.
Koreda.
Just before the investigation time was over, Teruya called Mikaru and me in a hurry and took us somewhere. The place Teruya took us was Kurokawa's private room.
Mikako-chan's room?
Yeah, I stopped by my room before we started, and I was getting impatient, and I noticed Kurokawa's room was wide open. So I looked inside for a moment. Kurokawa's room didn't have any bed sheets.
What?
You're surprised? Why would you be, and so suddenly?
You haven't said anything and just stood there still. What's this all of a sudden? Nothing. No. Well, we know that the bed sheets are gone, but what does that mean?
Akane, there was a white cloth hanging from the second floor of the ballroom. Didn't you think you've seen it somewhere?
I think I saw... maybe that cloth was the bedsheet from our private rooms.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, that's probably the bedsheet from Kurokawa's room. Huh? But that's really conclusive evidence, isn't it? Like Mikako-chan's reaction a while ago. At this point, even I can't stop thinking of it now. No, I think it's more likely that Mikako Kurokawa is not the killer.
Huh? Is there a reason?
Fools, just think about it. Let's say the woman used the bedsheet and hung it on the ballroom. Then, even if she hides that fact, she leaves the door wide open until time runs out. Don't you think that's weird?
That may have been because the incident took place in such a short time, they may have forgotten it.
Forget it. Besides, that's the only reason we have. When I briefly looked around her dormitory after chasing Yamato Kisaragi, and there was no sign that the door to Mikako Kurokawa's room was open. I didn't look closely, but the door from the dormitory to the school side in Kurokawa's room goes in a straight line, so you can see it without getting close. As you said, you claimed that the door was wide open, right?
Oh my god, my rug. Holy. Sorry about that. You might have heard me bustling around with my chair, but that's because I have a rug beneath the chair, and legit, I was just like, yeah, it just folded onto itself, created a singularity. Anyway,
Actually, when I took you in Maeda, it was wide open.
Yes, I saw it. It's like trying to show that the door was wide open.
wait a minute, then Kurokawa couldn't have opened the door. If she comes back and opens the door right after we chase Kisaragi, we would inevitably run into each other.
So that's what I'm saying. In short, the door to Mikako Kurokawa's room was open. It sounded like it was one of us. Then, you mean that person is the culprit? That's very likely. Using Mikako Kurokawa's bedsheet for the crime, they intentionally left the door open as if to show us. Isn't it possible if the goal is to cover up all the charges against Mikako Kurokawa?
Actually, we kept doubting Kurokawa until the end.
No, but it's just a pendulum! If there's another culprit in our midst, it's impossible to commit a crime other than Kurokawa and an alibi.
That's well...
Hey, Mikako Kurokawa, Would you care to join the discussion now? Actually, hearing your testimony is the most important thing. You didn't say a word during the investigation. What you went through at the time of the incident holds the key to this case.
You better speak up, girl. I've been vouching for you the entirety of the game. Don't let me down, please.
Sorry, I do not know. Mikako-chan.
Damn it, Kurokawa. Are you the culprit? A victim? I'm starting to get confused.
Hey, I wish you couldn't say something like this, but is there a possibility that she killed him? As in the case of Kabashikawa-kun a while ago, was made into a self-made play? Unfortunately, Yamato Kisaragi was unable to commit series of crimes, so it is unreasonable to start by opening the door to the private room we just talked about a while ago.
Someone's trying to cover up the charges against Kurokawa. I understand. Everyone has an alibi, so it becomes impossible to commit a crime.
So how did they open Mikako-chan's room in the first place? Did they even steal the key?
Guys, doesn't the alibi get things complicated? Why don't we discuss the method of the crime, assuming that the culprit is a seventh person A?
Seventh person A?
I don't think we're going to progress if we ever continue with alibis like this. Let's assume that there's a person named A who can roam freely other than us. Let's talk about the method of the crime first.
I'm in favor too. I'm ashamed that a talented person such as me is not sure about this at all.
Yeah, I think that would be nice too. Nice is an overstatement, Akane! I love you, but stop!
Come to think of it, I think I heard a similar thing from Mikako-chan last time too. Approaching from the other side of the case based on the testimony that has already been given without considering the truth or falsehood of a testimony.
Did you remember all that?
Yeah, we can't give up just because we're stuck in one place. Let's designate a hypothetical person who can commit the crime, and discuss the method of crime assuming that person's pattern. Whoa! Oh, that's a sick remix, though! Alright, we have the dying message. We have the file, the meat, the cloth, and the gas. Okay. Preparing a crime wouldn't be difficult, okay? I think it's about to be the cloth, right?
Killing Yamato Kisaragi.
Okay, it's no easy feat, yeah. They killed Kisaragi first and spilled blood in the hallway, right? Nah. Oh, the meat. I think it's the meat! We prepared a wait. Oh, wait, no, would be the cart. Was really taken advantage of. Okay. They must have kidnapped that woman. I don't think so. You wouldn't be standing next to a dead body. Oh! 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 I got this! I got this! I found it! The gas! The gas, my brain! It just connected, dude! Person A, the criminal, must have done something to make Kurokawa look like the criminal, besides simply killing Kisaragi. Alright, they would have to be able to control Kurokawa at will, and it would be necessary to relatively incapacitate them. Yeah, the gas, the gas, the gas! Gas, gas, gas! Just shoot it! Dang it! Thank you. Oh god! This reticle is so spazzy, dude. Nice. Mekaru, by some means, I've thought about it. Wouldn't it be possible if they used that? The anesthetic gas, I mean?
Anesthetic? What's that?
I also like this one as well, but we heard this one before. Akane, didn't you see it when you went to the lab? A strange can, the same thing that was rolling around like last time. I heard it from Mekaru and thought, it's gotta be that the anesthetic gas.
It says it sprays compressed anesthetic gas in form of a grenade. If you're exposed to it, your body will temporarily become numb and your nerves will not function properly.
What? Where did they get such a dangerous thing?
Maybe it's from the arsenal in the ballroom? Because the arsenal itself was still open after all, since Kinjo also brought a pistol from there.
If you use that anesthetic gas, Kisaragi-kun as well as Mikako-chan can be neutralized.
That's true. Still, Kisaragi went looking for Kurokawa, so there's a good chance they were together at that point. After immobilizing the two of them, Kisaragi is the axis, and if you make Kurokawa splash blood and stand in front of the corpse, in theory, it would be like this case. It's not about fainting, it's just paralyzing. But if that's true, wouldn't Kurokawa see the culprit? That's true, but if you use a tool that can hide your identity, it's no problem at all. Still, it's a bit strange that Kurokawa doesn't tell us what happened to her, but...
Wait a second! I have a problem other than this. Once you use the anesthetic gas, you mean moving two people from the laboratory to the record room, right? Even if there's only one, isn't it difficult to move two people all by yourself?
Not if you have the cart.
I agree as well, besides that short time before we came up.
The anesthetic gas was used in the laboratory. That means that two people who were in the lab were brought up to the record room. Just as it was mentioned, it is difficult to move one person, but it would be a challenge to move two people in a short time. But it won't be impossible. There must be a shortcut to move two people at once. The proof of this is it's this, right? It has to be this. Yes! My brain! It works! No, there's an easy way to transport two people by your own. You just need to use the cart.
A cart?
Haven't you seen it? Haven't you seen it when you search the records? There was a cart that was supposed to be used to transport something, and that was also bloody.
I remembered! Wasn't there originally at the entrance to the lab?
That's right. Surprisingly, the place where the anesthetic gas was supposed to be deployed was also the laboratory. I can think of only one possibility that the cart in the lab got bloodstained after being used to the records.
In order to move Kisaragi and Kurokawa.
That's right. If you use the cart to transport it, you can easily move two people without any effort. By raising Kurokawa, including Kisaragi's corpse, they were able to overturn the charges against Kurokawa. Rei Mikaru! Alright, that caught me off guard. That caught me off guard. Okay. Let's get this going.
Wait, you've been talking like a cool guy for a while now. But can you think that much?
What's wrong, Mikaru? Is there something wrong with me?
If, as you say, the case was so easy, I wouldn't say anything. However, there's a fallacy in your claim. Please don't confuse me with incorrect information. Just stay still.
Oh god, okay. Time to slash teacher words, bruh. Alright. Yeah, we can do this, I think. What is the fallacy? That's another remix of Counter Argument Showdown. Oh, that's so many! Oh god! Cart was used, sure. Was originally an object in the library, okay. They picked two people and carried them to the records, as you say. The ballroom. Okay, to the car. Okay, that's fair. Unless you know the password. Oh, I think I know. No, I got it. Oh my god, that's fast. I got a mash. Mikaru's argument is, okay, as long as there's evidence of a cart, it should be clear that it was used for transport. Mikaru's argument is not wrong either, because it's true that the cart was in the records. It's certainly unrealistic to climb on a bed sheet rope with a cart carrying two people, but the cart was found still. Yeah, I got it. I know exactly what it is. Wow, I lost a lot of points there. Just smash! Ah! Dude, of course Rays would be the most difficult. Jesus Christ. Got him! Got her, in this case. I'm not doing too hot in this one, guys. Wait, Mikaru, what if it wasn't actually like that?
What?
Take a look at this. Do you know what this is?
0430. What is this number? Moreover, this is bloody, right? You don't mean?
That's right. It's the password to the records.
What? Maida, did you know the password?
No, I'm still not sure. I haven't been able to check if it is the real password for the records, but I think the chances are high.
Where did you find it?
When I was investigating, Kurokawa gave it to me. Right, Kurokawa? Just say yes, please. Please give an answer.
Then Mikako-chan knew the password?
Well, I don't know about that, because Kurokawa also found it in Kisaragi's body.
Then there's the possibility that the culprit also got the password from Kisaragi.
That's right. If you could go in and out of the records through the front door, wouldn't it be easy to transport 2 people by car from the lab to the records?
That's incredible, Maeda-kun. It seems that the method of the crime is finally being grasped. So now if we only could identify the criminal. Is that really true?
Huh? What do you mean, Mikaru?
I kept thinking it was suspicious, but I'm getting more and more suspicious now.
I think she suspects Yuki. What are you talking about?
Well, it's that the culprit is talking about someone. Yuki Maeda. That's you.
Huh? Have we reached the half? Oh my god, we already are in the halfway mark, huh? Alright. This is a short trial. Okay, why is the text normal now? Confusion. Alright, let's just check again really quickly. The chest hole, we haven't used that yet. We've used this, we've used this, we've used this, we've used this, we haven't used this, we've... Have used... No, we haven't. We've used this, we've used this, we haven't used this, we've used this, okay. Just making sure. Alright, I'm gonna save again. Let's go! Last trial resume, let's go. Me? The culprit? Sorry guys, I got the burps. Still got the burp.
Huh? Why is it like this all of a sudden? To be honest, I've been suspicious of this guy since the incident. However, since the alibis were just so difficult for the case itself, I could not make sure with certainty. But Maeda revealing that password was a wrong move. You went and dug your own grave.
No, wait! Why do you doubt me? I didn't do anything!
If you don't know, I'll tell you. The most difficult issue that bothered us the most in our alibis was the whereabouts of Mikako Kurokawa, right? Then Mikako Kurokawa went to investigate the 5th floor before Yamato Kisaragi left the dining hall. But the one who said that was you. The rest of us, except for Maeda, have no way of knowing what Mikako Kurokawa was doing. Now you get it.
Huh?
That means... You mean Maeda-kun lied?
What are you talking about?
There's no evidence. If you're the killer, you can manipulate Mikako Kurokawa's whereabouts to your liking. For example, he may have lured Yamato Kisaragi to the 5th floor by falsely claiming that she went to the 5th floor. But instead, Mikako Kurokawa might have been caught in another place.
Why would I do that? There's no benefit!
And what's the notebook with the password on it? You got it from Mikako Kurokawa? Don't you think that's too convenient? If it was handed over to you during the investigation, why didn't you say anything?
I don't know, I just told you the truth! If you're suspicious, you can ask Kurokawa!
Mikako-chan, is it true?
She's not gonna say anything. Kurokawa, don't do a Kyoko right now. I need your help. Are you avoiding our eyes?
Kurokawa? Either way, there is something else that you're suspicious about. When we all followed Kisaragi to the 5th floor, you were the last one to arrive. In other words, even if we've been together all this time, when you finally arrived on the 5th floor, your alibi disappeared for a very short time. Yes, to give a proper example, it would be possible to go into Kurokawa's private room from the dormitory in the meantime, install the rope in the ballroom, leave the door open, and so on. The whereabouts of the key will need to be discussed in more detail, of course.
Oh shit, this is literally, oh my god, what the fuck? This is literally Danganronpa Chapter 5, but in a different twist. This is weird.
Hold a minute. Isn't it strange that the sheets were hung in the ballroom back then? By the time we got to the 5th floor, it was already after the incident, right? It's not weird at all. If you knew the password, you wouldn't have to go into the record room through the hallway. So in conclusion, the bed sheets in the ballroom was for camouflage. You thought that receiving the password from Mikako Kurokawa would strengthen Mikako's suspicions. It's rather counterproductive to show it here, don't you think?
No, why do you think I'm the culprit? I mean, I don't know the password, I really got it from her. And as Mikaru said, even if you go to the ballroom or leave the door open while you have an alibi for a short time, the crime itself is impossible. Because the incident had already happened when we arrived on the 5th floor.
Mikaru, Maeda's right. No matter how much you prepare to commit a crime, the person who killed in the end becomes the Blackened. Hatono used that point to become the Blackened instead of Taira.
The person who killed laughed after preparing everything becomes the Blackened. I see. Terry, you did a good job. This could also be a reason Maeda is a suspect in reverse. What do you mean? Simply put, they may be accomplices. Maeda, who did the final blow to Kisaragi directly, and Mikako Kurokawa, an accomplice, prepared the crime. If you do this, the contradiction in this case can also be explained.
What? Kurokawa was an accomplice?
That can't be. Neither Kurokawa or me have any reason to kill. And even though Kurokawa can act as an accomplice, it's impossible for me to deliver the final blow to Kisaragi.
That's right, because we don't even know the weapon yet. Really? There's no law saying that you have to be there in order to deliver the final strike. It was the same act with the science lab when Uehara killed Inori, isn't it?
Man, this was a twist I was not expecting. My god. Okay, this got it a whole lot more interesting.
Ah, remote killing, that was it.
Yamato Kisaragi's corpse had no ordinary wound. The huge hole was enough to pierce the entire body. Most likely the weapon was a bomb. Bombs are relatively optimal for remote killing. There isn't a single reason for the perpetrator to face the victim. No way! Maeda-kun is the culprit?
There's no contradiction in Mikara's words.
I'm the culprit. How did this happen? Because of showing the password, and why is Kurokawa keeping quiet? It will be difficult if this goes on. I'm not the culprit. If they vote for me like this, everyone will die because of an incorrect answer. I have to prove my innocence at whatever cost for everyone. Well then, let's go. Now this was interesting. That's 6 bullets. Are we gonna use the dying message? No shot, right? Add an accomplice that can, okay. Like, the culprit is Mikako Kurokawa, but it was okay. She performs all kinds of tricks and only the final blow, okay. Okay. Culprit theory is a certain possibility. Turning them with the anesthetic gas on the card, well, which we mentioned earlier. Okay, I think it's gonna be the rec room door. It was done by Yuki. The motive is unknown, but it's the most likely explanation, okay. Are in cahoots. Then they knew the password to the record room, right? Decorated the dance hall, is just entered, okay. Hold up. Gonna let it all play out. I think it's that one. For us, he made it look like Mikako Kurokawa was the culprit. It cleverly escapes the charges. A well-crafted trick, but it had a long tail, okay. No, I'm not the culprit, guys. Just chill the fuck out. I can't, that plan has a flaw. I'm the culprit and Kurokawa is the accomplice. That's ridiculous. Where's the benefit of being an accomplice in the first place? Before that, I have to convince everyone somehow. I know the others don't about this case. The others don't? Something I know, but the others don't. Alright, let's see the bullets again. Private room, laboratory meet, rec room door, everyone's alibis, monochrome file 5, dying message. I think it's this, dude. Alright, let's wait. I think it's this. Yes! Yes! The brain! The brain is working, guys, I promise. Look at this shit. Nice. Wait, that's impossible. It makes no sense to commit the crime into the records.
Eh? What do you mean? If you knew the password, why wouldn't you go in?
No, there's one thing you guys don't know about the records. The records do not open by simply knowing the password.
How then?
I learned this when the 5th floor was open after Satsuki's execution, but there are a few rules regarding the access to the records. First, that only one person can enter the record room. Second, it won't open if someone is already inside. And third, if 2 or more enter at the same time, a bulkhead wall comes down. Unless you follow this rule, the door will not open even if you enter the password correctly.
What the heck are those? I didn't know these rules. Maeda, aren't you lying again to get away from the suspect list?
No, this is a fact I heard with Mekaru when we first investigated the 5th floor. Mekaru, I don't think you've forgotten, have you?
What Maeda said is true. I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but it's probably true since Monokuma informed us.
As long as these rules exist, it's impossible for Kurokawa to act as an accomplice. No, not just Kurokawa. It's impossible for anyone. As long as Kisaragi's in the record room, entering or leaving the records is impossible.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Maeda-kun is not the culprit.
Wait, just because you can't enter through the front door of the records doesn't mean the possibility of a crime disappears, right? You could have entered through the ballroom. If you can't get in when someone is inside, don't you have to do the groundwork first and then put only Kisaragi in there?
That's... No, if it becomes that much trouble, the chances are rather low. They'll be caught up on the 5th floor before they even finish the job.
Yep. I'm sorry.
Is that so? No, is that so? It didn't take long for us to get to the 5th floor.
So you're saying that all that reasoning we've been doing was just a guess?
Well, me becoming the culprit and Kurokawa the accomplice. I was shocked because it was so sudden. There's no benefit from being an accomplice, and there was no reason for me to kill. What are you talking about, Maeda? The charges against you have not been resolved yet.
What?
I obviously heard about the records with you, but I think you forgot one important detail. Do you not remember? When we were given the explanation, Monokuma made it clear it checks the heart rate of the person inside in order to limit the entry.
You fucked up. Really? So, what do you mean?
The door does not open when someone is inside. However, the condition doesn't apply if the person inside is a corpse. It's not about distinguishing whether that's what's in is human, but a human whose heart is beating.
Huh? Then that means Kisaragi was already in the record room. It sounds like you can go in and out by yourself if you know the password.
Then, am I right, Monokuma?
Yeah, that's right.
Theoretically, more than 2 people can fit into the archives if the person inside is already dead, or someone who can have their heart stopped on purpose.
Ooh, the song.
Well then, do you have anything to object to, Yuki Maeda?
I was skeptical at first, but if the evidence supports it up to this point, the only culprit is Yuki.
Is this a lie, Maeda-kun? Maeda-kun, you committed a murder?
Wait a minute, wait! No, I'm really innocent.
Mikaru, think again. Do I really look like a murderer?
Look me straight in the eyes and say it.
Maeda, to be honest, I still have a lot of questions and I'm not convinced. But there is no answer other than this reasoning. As long as my life is at stake, I can't get involved in trivial emotions.
At first, I knew Kurokawa had to be the culprit. Yet the actions of leaving evidence on your own hands doesn't explain that kind of behavior.
It can't be. No, this isn't...
Wait, Kurokawa, don't stay still and say something. You two are being called an accomplice.
You're the only one who can prove my innocence.
Don't you guys think it's weird too? Originally she spoke a few words, but in this class trial, Kurokawa's been strangely speechless. It's strange that she doesn't say a word even when she's being accused of being an accomplice.
Well, I do admit that.
Kurokawa, I'm begging you, please! If this ends in my death, it will mess everything. I'm not the culprit! And you're not an accomplice either, so please tell them something.